Hello friends, today we are to see preparation or formation of alkenes. How we can prepare alkenes. So alkenes can be prepared using dehydration of alcohol, by using dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides. So these are the two methods we are to see today in the preparation of alkenes. Now when alkenes are prepared from dehydration of alcohol, dehydration means loss of water molecule. Water molecule get lost from the alcohol, gives alkene as a product. When an alcohol treated with sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, undergoes dehydration, loss of water molecule, gives alkene as a product. So from the vicinal carbons, hydrogen and OH group get lost and gives alkene, means there is a double bond get formed between the vicinal carbons. So here the dehydration reaction of alcohol basically depends on the structure of alcohol. So the structure of alcohol means it is depends on the which type of alcohol is there, that is tertiary, secondary and primary. So tertiary alcohols will have greater age of dehydration. Age of dehydration. So here tertiary alcohol have higher rate of dehydration or age of dehydration than the secondary, than the primary. So the tertiary alcohols undergoes dehydration at a faster rate as compared to secondary and as compared to primary. So here this is called as age of dehydration, how fast it undergoes dehydration and gives alkene as a product. If you see the simple example of dehydration of alcohol, R CH2 CH2OH. So here this is example of primary alcohol when it is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid and it is heated at around 150 degrees Celsius temperature, 150 to 160 degrees Celsius temperature. So here there is a dehydration takes place across this alcohol and gives R CH double bond CH2 plus H2O. So here this hydrogen and this OH from these carbons are called as vicinal carbons. Vicinal carbons, adjacent carbons are called as vicinal carbons. So hydrogen and OH group lost from the adjacent carbon. Vicinal carbons lost these two groups and gives alkene as a product. Here actually this dehydration involves two steps. One is protonation of alcohol and then second is dehydration. If you see the simple mechanism in short, then here this R CH2 CH2OH, here this lone pair attacks on the proton released by concentrated sulfuric acid. So this lone pair attacks on proton, undergoes dehydration. So here we get R CH, here this H, here this CH2 OH H. So this is protonated. Actually OH group is bad leaving group, but when it is protonated it is very good leaving group. Means when it is protonated it becomes water and water can be easily released from the carbon. So here this dehydration takes place and we get here minus H2O minus H plus. So the conjugate base of this HSO4 minus after releasing proton by sulfuric acid, it forms HSO4 minus, it again takes proton and this proton given for the second molecule. So here we get R CH double bond CH2. So this alkene we get as a product. So here we get alkene as a product. So the first is protonation, second is dehydration. If we take example of CH3, CH2, CH2OH, propanol. Then this propanol reacts with concentrated H2SO4 at around 150 to 160 degree Celsius temperature, gives CH3, CH double bond CH2 plus H2O. So this is propene we get as a product. Here we need concentrated sulfuric acid, but when we have the another example such as CH3, CH, CH3OH. This is secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol. It was primary. Now this secondary alcohol, when treated with sulfuric acid, it needs only around 80% concentrated H2SO4 and at 100 degree Celsius temperature. Because secondary alcohol has higher age of dehydration, so this isopropyl alcohol undergoes dehydration in presence of 80% sulfuric acid at 100 degree Celsius temperature, and we get CH2 double bond CH, CH again propene. So we get propene by the loss of proton from this. So it releases proton, this proton and this OH. So from the vicinal carbons, OH and H get lost and gives propene as a product. So this one propanol or two propanol may give same product, but this secondary alcohol, that is isopropyl alcohol, undergoes high rate of dehydration as compared to this one. When we have tertiary alcohol such as CH3, CH3, CH3OH. So this is tertiary butanol. So this tertiary butanol or tertiary butyl alcohol, it reacts with around 20% sulfuric acid and at around 80 degree Celsius temperature. When alcohol changes from primary to tertiary, it needs less concentrated sulfuric acid as well as low temperature, and we get here this CH2 double bond C, CH3, CH3. So this is 2-methyl propene, 2-methyl propene as a product. So in this way, here we have discussed dehydration of alcohol gives alkene. When alcohol treated with concentrated sulfuric acid undergoes loss of H and OH from vicinal carbon, gives alkene as a product. Here if you see, it depends on structure of alcohol. Tertiary alcohol undergoes faster dehydration than secondary than the primary. So in this way, here we have seen primary alcohol's dehydration, secondary alcohol, then the tertiary alcohol. Now next we have to see, here all these examples have same kind of adjacent proton, but when we have different kind of beta hydrogen. So this carbon is called as alpha carbon, and the adjacent proton which get lost, which is called as beta carbon, and that is beta proton. So when we have examples such as CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3. So this is 2-butanol. When it undergoes dehydration at around 80% sulfuric acid and at around 100 degree Celsius temperature, as it is secondary alcohol. So here we have two kinds of, this is alpha, this is beta, and here this is beta. So here proton can be lost from this carbon or proton can be lost from this carbon. So we get here two products, CH2 double bond CH, CH2 CH3. This is one butene, and second is CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3. So this is 2-butene. So in this way we get here 1 butene and 2 butene as a product when 2-butanol undergoes dehydration in presence of 80% sulfuric acid and at 100 degrees Celsius temperature. But here when we get two products, 1 butene and 2 butene. So here this 1 butene is minor isomer, that is around 20%, while this is here major. This is 80%, here it is 20%. Now why it is so? So this follows Sedgwick's orientation. Sedgwick's rule states that more substituted alkenes have major proportion in the product because they are more stable. So here this alkene is having more substitution. So two methyl groups are there to this alkene, two alkyl groups are there, while this alkene is having only one ethyl group. So if doubly bonded carbon attached to more alkyl groups, it stabilizes that structure. So more substituted alkenes favors the product formation. So here in detail we have to see in the next lecture Sedgwick's orientation and other factors of the elimination. Here we have to see only when two possible hydrogens are there, then it gives more substituted alkene as a major product rather than less substituted alkene. So 2 butene is major while 1 butene is minor. If I have the example of tertiary alcohol having two different types of beta hydrogen such as OH, CH3, CH3, CH2, CH3. When it reacts with 20% sulfuric acid at around 80 degrees Celsius temperature, so proton can be lost from this carbon or this proton can be lost from this carbon along with this OH. If it lost from this carbon, so we get double bond here, that is CH3 double bond CH2, CH2, and here this CH3. So this is CH2, this is CH3, this one, and the second is double bond get formed here. So we have CH3, CH3, double bond CH, CH2. So here this alkene is more alkylated than this because it is terminal, it is internal. Internal alkenes are having more substitution, so they are more stable and hence forms in a major proportion. So it is here major while it is minor. So when 2-methyl-2-butanol undergoes dehydration in 20% sulfuric acid at 80 degrees Celsius temperature gives this 2-methyl-1-butene as a minor product while 2-methyl-2-butene as a major product. So what we have seen here, more alkylated alkenes will be major in this dehydration reaction. So in this dehydration reaction, alcohols are converted to alkenes. When two different types of hydrogens are available, it gives two products, but more alkylated alkene will be major one. So the next we have to see dehydrohalogenation. Second is dehydrohalogenation. Dehydrohalogenation. What is this dehydrohalogenation? D means there is a loss of hydrogen and halogen. So loss of hydrogen and halogen from the adjacent carbon atoms in alkyl halide gives alkene as a product. So what is dehydrohalogenation reaction? When alkyl halide reacts with alcoholic base such as alcoholic sodium hydroxide, alcoholic potassium hydroxide undergoes elimination reaction, there is a loss of hydrogen and halogen. Loss of hydrogen and halogen from adjacent carbons, that is vicinal carbons. So vicinal carbons losses two atoms or groups and between them there is a double bond get formed. So here when two atoms, that is hydrogen and halogen, lost from alkyl halide gives alkene as a product. in presence of alcoholic base. So this reaction is an example of elimination reaction. So what is elimination? When two atoms or groups lost from the adjacent carbon atoms and gives alkene, called as elimination reaction. So here we have to see elimination depends on here two aspects. Here one is nature of halogen, that is when we have Ri, that is alkyl iodide, alkyl bromide, alkyl chloride and alkyl fluoride. As electronegativity increases, its reactivity in case of elimination is decreases. How? When the size of halogen is increases, so the elimination is increases. So size of iodide is higher than Br, so alkyl iodides undergoes faster elimination than alkyl bromide than alkyl chloride. So here reactivity towards elimination depends on size of halogen. So here the size of halogen is higher, so alkyl iodides having greater rate of elimination or greater age of elimination than the alkyl bromide, alkyl chloride and alkyl fluoride. Now again this is depends on halogen. Now second is it also depends on structure of alkyl halide. Structure of alkyl halide. So here tertiary alkyl halide having higher age of elimination or dehydrohalogenation than secondary and then primary. So this is age of dehydrohalogenation. So here these are the two important things we must know here in case of dehydrohalogenation reaction, that is loss of HX. So here this is the loss of H, that is hydrogen and halogen in presence of alcoholic base. Now we have to see here example R CH2 CH2 X. So here this is primary alkyl halide. When it is treated with alcoholic KOH, alcoholic potassium hydroxide, undergoes elimination reaction, losses hydrogen from this carbon and halogen from this carbon. So this carbon is called as alpha carbon, this carbon is called as beta carbon. So the halogen attached to carbon is known as alpha carbon. So here there is a loss of proton from beta carbon and X from hydrogen, and we get here R CH double bond CH2, and this OH takes this proton and this K combines with this X. So plus H2O plus KX. So in this way alkyl halide treated with KOH, alcoholic KOH, undergoes elimination reaction to give alkene and water along with this salt. So this is here alkene. When we have the example such as propyl chloride CH3 CH2 CH2 Cl, when this propyl chloride reacts with alcoholic base such as this KOH or NaOH. So here this is alpha, this is beta, so this proton loss from this, Cl loss from this, so dehydrohalogenation. So we have CH3, so here this is hydrogen, so this hydrogen and this halogen, there is a double bond formation between this, so we get CH3 CH double bond CH2 plus NaCl plus H2O. So this NaCl dissolve in this water, propene we get. When we have secondary alkyl halide such as isopropyl bromide, undergoes elimination, gives this propene, but here the rate of elimination is faster because this is secondary halide as well as the isopropyl bromide. So this is alkyl bromide. So bromide is lost very easily during this elimination reaction. When we have example such as tertiary butyl halide such as CH3 CH3, here this is CH3 and here this is Br, tertiary butyl bromide. it easily undergoes elimination. Alcoholic base, any base we can select here. So here minus HBr, hydrogen and halogen. So this hydrogen can be lost from this and bromine from this. We get here CH2 double bond C, CH3, CH3. So this is 2-methyl propene as a product. So in this way, this is dehydrohalogenation reaction in which hydrogen lost from beta carbon and halogen lost from alpha carbon gives alkene as a product in presence of alcoholic base. When we have two kinds of beta hydrogens, that is CH3, CH, Br, CH2, CH3. So what we have, this is alpha, here this is beta and this is beta. So this beta and this beta dash is different. When the proton lost from beta dash carbon, proton, that is beta dash hydrogen, and this beta hydrogen. So here we get double bond between this alpha and beta, that is CH2 double bond CH, CH2, CH3. So this is 1-butene, this is minor 1. As we have seen in case of dehydration of 2-butanol, same kind of trend we also get here. As per the Sedgwick's rule, this is less substituted alkene is a minor 1, while this more substituted is when this proton lost from the beta hydrogen, beta dash hydrogen. So this is minus this proton, loss of this proton. So we get here CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3. So this is 2-butene. This is major because it is more alkylated. So more alkylated alkenes are major 1 as per the Sedgwick's rule. In this way, here we have seen dehydrohalogenation reaction in which elimination of hydrogen halide we have discussed here, loss of H and X from the adjacent carbon, vicinal carbons. Hence this elimination also known as beta elimination. We have to discuss this beta elimination along with its different mechanisms in the next lecture. But here we should know only there is a loss of two groups, that is hydrogen and halogen, from the adjacent carbons. Hence it is called as elimination reaction and it gives alkene as a product. Here the tertiary alkyl halide is having higher rate of elimination than secondary than primary. Alkyl iodides having higher rate of elimination than alkyl bromide, alkyl chloride and alkyl fluoride. Thank you.